Hey everybody, it's October 29th, 2024, and today we're going to be doing a walk through Central Park to the Upper West Side of Manhattan. It is almost Halloween. The temperature is 56 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to go ahead and walk over to the west side of Manhattan. We're going to see some notable buildings as well, one of which being 15 Central Park West, which is also nicknamed the Limestone Building, which is one of my personal favorite buildings in all of New York City. The big black building directly in front of you is the Trump International Hotel and Tower. The address is 1 Central Park West, and those two blue towers that you see off to the left is the Deutsche Bank Center, formerly known as the Time Warner Center. Now, Deutsche Bank used to be the last standing major Wall Street investment bank on the physical street of Wall Street. Their office used to be 60 Wall, but they have now migrated uptown, which is probably better, being that the vast majority of financial institutions are now in Midtown Manhattan, Times Square, and on Park Avenue. Central Park really looks stunning today. We are now in peak foliage for the autumn season. And obviously you can see the backdrop of Billionaire's Row, Central Park Tower, and 220 Central Park South. The building right next to 1 Central Park West, that is 15 Central Park West. The former CEO of Goldman Sachs, Lloyd Blankfein, has a really nice unit there. I also believe Dan Loeb has a nice unit there as well. You can see the iconic Essex House, Steinway Tower, and Extel's 157. Inside 157, you also have the Park Hyatt Hotel. So if you choose to purchase a condo at 157, you have access to all of the 5-star amenities from the hotel, including room service and everyday maid service. Looking a little bit further into the Upper West Side, that big glass building you see is Extel's newest development that is going up on 65th Street. We have the New York City Marathon coming up shortly, as well as the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree is going to be landing in Manhattan on November 9th. There's another look at 15 Central Park West. We're going to cross the street and head back to Columbus Circle. Now remember, Central Park runs from 59th Street, Central Park South, from Columbus Circle over to 5th Avenue, and it goes up to 110th Street, Cathedral Parkway, and that completes the main loop of Central Park. Just a little tip, Central Park does have public restrooms. If you go to the front entrance of 15 Central Park West, right there is where they have the public restroom access. And this is the main entrance to Central Park, right on Columbus Circle. We're going to make this right and head over to Central Park West and head uptown. We'll go up by the Dakota building, which is 72nd Street, and Central Park West. So here we are at 59th Street, Columbus Circle. You see the main entrance to the Trump International Hotel and Tower. Now there's three main doors at the Trump International Hotel. Door number one is the Michelin star restaurant, Jean Georges. Door number two is the actual hotel itself. And door number three is where you go if you own or rent a condo in the building.
What about you, Slickster?
So here you see 1 Central Park West. Now, for those of you who didn't know, Trump used to own the Plaza Hotel, and that address is 1 Central Park South. So 1 Central Park West and 1 Central Park South. Really good addresses to own, if I do say so myself. Located right on the park. Really nice hotel, 5-star hotel here in New York City. Would highly recommend to stay there. And right on the corner of West 61st Street, this is one of my all-time favorite buildings in New York City, the Limestone Building, or 15 Central Park West. Now, in my view, if you're looking for a unit in this building, I would go with I would go with the easternmost tower right on Central Park West and get a full floor unit that just hovers above the tree line of Central Park. And you're going to have absolutely beautiful views overlooking the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And very good sunsets as well. show you the main valet at 15 Central Park West. You're also going to see this matte red Cybertruck. But first, here's another look back at the skyline of New York City's Billionaires Row. Steinway Tower, 157, 220 Central Park West, and Central Park Tower. Here's that red Cybertruck. Now you're going to see just how beautiful the main valet at 15 Central Park West is. It's just an unbelievable building. Right on the corner of 61st Street. You're going to make a right on Broadway. You have the Target across the street. This is the New York Institute of Technology. You're close to Fordham University and very, very close to Lincoln Center.
Always last minute.
You also have Hotel Empire up here as well. You have the Smith Restaurant, which is across the street from Lincoln Center, as well as the Juilliard School of Music. It's about 5:15 p.m. You could call it rush hour. Everyone's commuting home. It's probably going to get increasingly busier as we go up into the Upper West Side, mainly because it's a residential neighborhood.
New York and Florida.
This is now 63rd Street, or Sesame Street. And the Smith Restaurant is directly in front of us. This is quite a nice sunset overlooking Lincoln Center as well. Beautiful horse. All these restaurants right here are extremely convenient, particularly if you're going to see a show or a ballet at Lincoln Center. This is Cafe Fiorello. This is a nice little bakery, Rosetta.
Yeah, it's their new fellowship.
And this is overlooking Lincoln Center, as well as Fordham University. And this is the Hotel Empire, looking southbound. You can see the main sign on the top. You can get the one train over here, 66th Street.
This is that time, and I'll just grab this back.
Leo Jackson.
This is West 66th Street, the ABC Studios. And right down here is where they're going to build the brand new X-Tel building, which is almost complete. As we head further to the Upper West Side, you can see a lot of small boutique coffee shops, a lot of local mom and pop businesses as well. It's really a major contrast as you get out of Midtown Manhattan. Really quiet, really nice tree-lined streets. Looks quite nice during the autumn time. Looks like a big tree fell down in the bike lane.
Did you like aisle 4?
This place is really good. Just off to our right, Joe Coffee.
We knew each other before. And we're like friends.
On the corner of West 69th Street in Columbus, you have Magnolia Bakery. But down here you have some of the most beautiful brownstones in the city, in my opinion. Take a quick detour just to check out some of these beautiful brownstones. And here we are back on Broadway. If you're visiting New York, you gotta come to the Upper West Side just to kind of walk through the neighborhoods. I would say the side streets, and check out some of the brownstone buildings. This is now headed up towards 72nd Street, which is one of the main subway stations. as well as Trader Joe's. Look at the Tesla Model X. You're going to see tons of foot traffic coming up, particularly everyone getting off of school, getting off of work, commuting back to the Upper West Side, where it is much, much more residential in nature. This is the main 72nd Street subway. And across the street you have the Trader Joe's. Some of the architecture here is just really, really stunning.
My initial feeling is that
This pizza shop coming up is really good. Made in New York pizza.
I'll pay you back, right? So you see how she came to you? The way how she came to me? She came to you like she boosted, right?
I would highly recommend going into this Apple Bank here. Really beautiful on the inside. Just stunning architecture.
Yeah, I ran it. It was kind of good, right? But I just
We'll make a quick detour just to check out some of the Brownstones. And this will bring us back over to Columbus Avenue. And if you continue to walk, you'll hit into the Dakota, which is 72nd Street and Central Park West. It's really quiet, very safe, really peaceful living on the Upper West Side. And it's a very, very quick commute into Midtown Manhattan, where all of the offices are. This one is really nice. This is a very good coffee shop called Black Press Coffee. This is back on West 72nd Street. But now that the sun is pretty much almost setting, you can see the lights come on in Midtown Manhattan. It's interesting, you can see two of the main Extel buildings. You can see Central Park Tower and then the new one on 66th and the top of 220 Central Park South.
Mikey and Bea were here now.
This is the Dakota bar. It's just a really, really beautiful neighborhood. A lot of the pre-war, low-rise, really nice fire escapes. Beautiful facades.
And so then you
You have a mom and pop barber shop here. Small smoke shop. It's a really nice contrast from Midtown Manhattan. More of a neighborhood feel, community feel. Everything's decorated for Halloween. The only drawdown is that there's a ton of scaffolding on the Upper West Side, mainly because a lot of the buildings are old and they need the mandatory facade restoration, which I believe is every 10 years. Seems like there's scaffolding on the entire block here. But this is the Dakota, coming up right on the corner of Central Park West and 72nd Street. You also have the main entrance to the iconic Strawberry Fields. They still have the original oil lamps Right as you make this turn headed downtown, you can see a really, really unique view all the way to New York City's Billionaires Row. You can see Extel's Central Park's tower and 220 Central Park South. It's a really stark contrast and quite the juxtaposition from the older pre-war you have up here.
This looks like 70 seconds.
Yeah, and it looks like they're setting up for the New York City Marathon.
Time kind of actually.
This is the main entrance to Strawberry Fields. And there you can see 432 Park, which is actually where we started, closer to there, I should say. West side of Manhattan. Feel free to subscribe for more walking tours, and we will see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.